So there's bad news, but there's good news too. There's good news too, but then there's more bad news. There's more bad news.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it's Philly the podcast. You know what it is. So a lot has happened overnight, I feel like. So we're gonna go over a couple of the news, and then I'm gonna go into this whole Jalen Hurts versus Carson Wentz thing. I'm gonna give my take on it, and then we're gonna dead it from there. But I had to. So we'll start off with Herbig will be starting at left guard next week. Well, this week coming up. Obviously, Isaac Seumalo is on injury reserve for at least 3 weeks. So we will be having Herbig at the left guard position, and Matt Pryor will be taking over the right guard again. So that's a big bit of news. Hopefully that offensive line can get it together. I know everybody has already seen this next bit of news. Jalen Reagor is expected to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. He has a torn UCL ligament or whatever it may be in his thumb. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically the same injury that Drew Brees had. Drew Brees was able to come back in 5 weeks, and he's like 48. So he's 40, but feels like he's 48. So hopefully he can come back a little bit earlier. He did kind of come back a lot earlier from his previous injury, so we'll see what happens. But staying on the same train with the wide receivers, Alshon Jeffrey and Quez Watkins are expected to be back within 1 to 2 weeks, which is huge. So, we do lose, obviously, one of our rookies, but we will be getting some cavalry coming back. And I feel like Alshon Jeffrey is way more important to this offense than a lot of people give him credit for. So we'll see what happens with that. To stay on the train of injuries, unfortunately, Fletcher Cox is also kind of 50-50 for Sunday against the Bengals. So we'll see what happens. He does have an oblique injury. He was not in practice. He's day to day. Rudy Ford also has an injury. He's also day to day, or week to week, I believe, is the diagnosis with him. He has a groin injury. So a lot of injuries, a lot of things going on in Philly, but you know what you guys are here for. Let's talk Jalen Hurts versus Carson Wentz. Now, before we get into this, if you do love content like this, if you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan, make sure to smash that like button and hit that subscribe, join the family. All of it helps a lot. So let's get into it. So Carson is obviously having the worst stretch of his career, hands down. If you turn on the TV right now, you're gonna see statements like, he's Jameis Winston, he's Danny Dimes, so he's not looking like the Carson Wentz that we're all accustomed to, and the Carson Wentz that we all expected, if we're being honest. If we go at some numbers, from 2015 to 2016, he was top five when it came to numbers outside of the pocket. He was a get on the outside, run around, make something happen type of guy. He unfortunately had to face some injuries, and maybe that is something that is messing with his head, and maybe it's kind of holding him back in regards to, really letting loose and trying to make things happen. Because I haven't seen it much. I've seen him backpedal a lot. I haven't really seen him try to, put the jukes on. He does that like duck move that, it works sometimes. Most of the times it doesn't. But this year he ranks now near last in the same category. So it's like a major shift. Now it's only 2 weeks, so that's going to kind of be my theme of this whole video, is that it's a little too early to panic, but we keep going. On 20% of his targeted passes, he's missed 20% of his targeted passes, I should say, and 15% of those targeted passes are with a clean pocket. So we're giving him a lot of slack, saying that our offensive line isn't up to snuff and not what they need to be. But even when he has the time, maybe it's a mental thing, because of the other times that he doesn't have a clean pocket. But you got to make the plays. He's paid a lot of money and he has to make the plays. Now, look, I don't know anything about Jalen Hurts as far as an NFL player goes. None of us do. The only people that can really say what he looks like is our talent evaluators, and Doug Peterson, our coaches and stuff like that. But what's the faith in them right now, anyways, as an Eagles fan? If they're not putting him in, maybe it does mean he's great. Yeah, I don't know right now. But what's the faith that you have that Jalen Hurts is really going to turn this team around? That he can just walk in to an NFL team, you know what I'm saying? And he's gonna have to put up points. We've been outscored, I want to say it was 64-19 in the last 41 minutes of football that we've played. Now, 19 points is dismal. That's ridiculous. But 60-plus points is a lot. You know what I'm saying? So no matter who our quarterback is, they're going to have to go in there and they're going to have to perform. Now, if our wide receivers aren't good, that's one thing. But you can see a lot of talent that we let go and be good other places. Not so much on offense, but, people like Rasul Douglas and Ronald Darby, come to mind. They're top 15 cornerbacks according to PFF this week. So it's hard for me to really get behind giving up on Carson Wentz right now off of 2 games. If he does bad against the Bengals, then we can talk again. Because, if he does bad against the Bengals, it's time for us to really, figure something out and see what happened. But we don't have Alshon back. And I'm trying to tell you, Alshon is a very important part of our offense. And maybe he's washed. It is what it is. But what he brings is what JJ can't bring. And if JJ could bring it, you would see a shift in our offense. But my opinion is we can't throw the ship yet. You know what I'm saying? I was on, shout out to my boy Philly Notion. I was on his live just the other night, and we were talking about tanking for Trevor Lawrence. People are saying tank for Trevor Lawrence. Listen, man. Listen. We're going to get where we need to be. All right? And I'm an Eagles fan, and I'm sure I can speak for everybody. I have nothing but respect for Carson, and I hope he does succeed. But if he is not the person that is going to bring us to another Super Bowl, then he will not be our quarterback for very much longer. But this is too early. This is way too early, way too crazy of a year. And I know even in my Jim Shorts video, I was saying, guys, we've given him excuses year after year, and we need it. But that's different. Carson, this is the first time that we've really seen him look bad. We've seen a game or two where he's, not performed as well as we'd want him to, missing throws here and there, but not this consistently bad. So I understand where the frustration comes, and I understand where the panic, to a certain extent comes. But let's give it some time. Let's give it some time. Because at the end of the day, if we put in Jalen Hurts right now, we'll be lucky if we go 8-8. If I'm being 100% honest, we don't know the kid. We don't know anything about him. We don't have a number 1 receiver. Our running back core has been good. Miles came back and he kind of showed out, but they're still young. Nobody on that offense can really carry that offense other than Carson Wentz, and that's what we paid him the money to do. So, big fat no for me on the whole starting Jalen Hurts thing. I would love to see him more involved in the offense, and if he gets a pass here and there, Philly style, then maybe we do something like that. But him being a starting quarterback is just not time. It's just not time. And I know a lot of people are getting fed up with Carson Wentz. I am too. But he's got at least the Bengals game. If, like I said, after the Bengals game, if he really underperforms, whether we win or lose, if he really looks bad, there's got to be talk. There's definitely, even if it's for a game. We benched McNabb back in 2008. You know what I'm saying? And he was on the tail end of his career. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of a different situation. But there should be no difference. You know what I'm saying? There should be no difference. We let go. I know everybody hates Chip Kelly, but Chip Kelly got us 2 10-6 records, and we didn't make the playoffs going 10-6. Because that's how it falls sometimes. But we fired him right after that. Obviously there was extenuating circumstances, but listen, man, this is Philly, bro. If you cannot win, if you cannot prove that you were worth the money we gave you, you are not going to be here. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he should be gone just yet. We got to give him some time. So I want to know what you guys think, what you guys would do right now. I know there's a lot of people on both sides, on Hurts and Wentz's side. So we'll see. Nobody's on Nate Sudfield's side though, so you know, maybe I'm gonna get on that side. I'm gonna be the independent voter. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So other than that, you know what it is. It's fly Eagles fly, and we out here. Peace.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.